obviously, great win. Excited for the direction of where we're at, where we're headed. Obviously, keeping the winning streak alive was great. Good lessons to learn from that we cleaned up with the boys this morning and everything to make some good corrections. Defense continues to operate at an elite level, which is awesome to see. Obviously, opening drive, gave up the points, gave up the 75 yards, but elite job by the kids and the staff, making adjustments, utilizing all the resources that are available there, holding them to 110 yards, if I'm not mistaken, for the remainder of the game. 49 total yards in the second half is simply amazing. Offensively, there's some moments of really, really good, some moments of really, really bad that we need to have a greater level of consistency as we go. Special teams, again, is adding some value in some ways, but it's inconsistent in other areas as well. But as we sit here to get a homecoming victory in front of a good crowd of alumni and student body and members of the community that have been there with us since day one, and some new people that are showing up, which is great. We're in a good spot with lots to clean up this week as we go, as we make a unique trip out to Hawaii, where they haven't been home in a very, very long time. They're playing at a really elite level themselves, and know that they'll have a good crowd in a unique environment there that we're excited to go compete with. Timmy does a great job. You can tell that the team is really taking on his personality, and they've gotten a good job of developing their run game and coming downhill to complement an elite passing game. And then defensively, DT does a good job. Their DC, giving you multiple looks. They're very, very aggressive. They're opportunistic, in terms of taking the ball away. So excited for the opportunity, excited for the challenge, and looking forward to getting out on the grass and getting better.
Could you describe what Timmy is doing offensively? Is it four wide? Is it run and shoot? Is it RPO? What's he doing? It's taken him a while to get there. But.
Yeah, so the origin story of it is probably run and shoot, right? But where he's done a really nice job is complementing the run game, and they got a really physical downhill back. I think they're doing a great job with, their inside zone variation, some of the RPO elements that they've built out of it. They like to throw that thing around, right? And they do an elite job with it. They got some dynamic playmakers on the edge. The quarterback really makes them go. So it's, if you had to describe it, I guess you would describe it as run and shoot, but kind of like all the offenses nowadays, there's kind of the core origin story of what it is, but then it has offsets and, some principles of other systems as well to make it uniquely fit their personnel. And Timmy's done a great job with that, and then calling it at an elite level this year.
Where do they put the most stress on your defense?
All over the field, right? They stress you with space. They stress you with their speed. The quarterback stresses you with his decision-making and his ball placement. And then, again, they've got a great physical downhill runner that I really, really like, man. He's a load, and he punishes you with every single opportunity that he gets. So they're going to stress you with speed and space and physicality and concepts and pre-snap motion and movement. They do a really good job.
Coach, how's Tano, and what happened to him exactly? Is he okay, or what happened?
Yeah, we're getting some more tests today. We'll see. Obviously, he did not return in the game. So we'll see what comes of the results in the tests that we're getting today to kind of see what the future of that is going to be.
Ankle or knee or
lower body injury right now. Yep.
How's Jaden Demigall feeling?
He's doing good. Yep, doing well. He's talking to him yesterday. He said he wasn't as sore as he was the previous Sunday, so doing good.
Coach, you were pretty adamant after the game that you guys should be a top 25 team. Teams out, looks like you're 29 in both the polls. Your thoughts on that after the win the other night?
Things that I can't control, right? I feel pretty strongly about our team. I'll continue to advocate for our team, and just like we've been talking about, all season long on this climb, we're taking it one step at a time. So if we got to go from 28 to, or from 29 to 28, 27 as we go, I'm pretty adamant about who we are, the work that we've done, and all that. Recognition, right, is nice. It's good that we're being talked about in that conversation. It's good that we continue to receive more and more votes. There's a couple voters out there that had us, I think, as high as 15th, which is great, right? But at the end of the day, it's all external noise. We got to block that out, because as nice as it is to get that recognition now the second week in November, and where we sit in the conference standings right now the second week in November, where you are in the second week in November doesn't matter, right? So we need to put our heads down. We need to block out the noise and just be relentless in our process to grow and get better as we continue this climb.
CBS Sports Network had a graphic up toward the end of the game showing the top group of 5 teams fighting for a perhaps college football playoff spot, and you guys were there. Kind of exciting to see that, but your thoughts on even being talked about as far as the playoff?
Yeah, it's where we should be, right? Those are the standards, those are the expectations with 12 teams getting in. There's a clear path for us to get there. Again, that's all a byproduct of how we handle today, how we handle each and every single day. So, again, it's nice to be talked about, but, the praise is just as meaningful as the criticism, right? And it doesn't really mean anything at the end of the day, you know? So remind our guys about that constantly. It's about our internal standards. It's about our internal processes and how we go about our business, and the culture that we've cultivated and created, and being open to the coaching to continue to grow. And again, like, the first CFP poll hasn't even come out, right? And when it does, we're probably not going to be in the conversation. So again, there's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of things we got to get better at, and I'm excited to do that work and to see us reach our full capabilities, because I don't think we've played, again, a game near our capabilities in all three phases for 4 quarters yet this year, which is exciting.
You guys got another huge game from Lucky Side. Can you talk about what value it brings, and is there a certain sense of pride, since he's a prospect you guys got from your own backyard, getting here and perform at the level he has?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, him being what we love to call a hometown hero, right? We want to have the best of San Diego stay in San Diego. Mentioned that on day one, and it's been true as we've gone through this whole process, right? So his growth, his development is probably one of the greatest that we've seen since we've been here. It's a testament to his hard work, his character. Again, like, talk about being coachable, to come in after that first spring. Where do I need to get better? To intentionally and purposefully get better in those areas. So it's great to see him, you know, continue to have great games week after week. Just like we talked about, you know, after the game, for him to set a career best 2 weeks ago and then best that career best again this week, again, is just a great real world rep of what we talk about when we talk about improving and competing today, right? Like, we want our club and our individuals within the club, right, like, to be at their best when their best is needed. And as we enter this week, like, our best is going to be needed against a really, really good Hawai'i team. And he's a kid that obviously has earned our trust, and can count on him to give an unbelievable effort to do what is required and what is needed for us to hopefully come home, you know, a winner.
Getting back to the Hawaii quarterback, can you compare him to somebody you've gone against before, or is he uniquely different?
He's got a unique skill set. You know, there's no one that immediately comes to mind, but he does a really good job extending plays. He does a really good job if you give him some pretty static looks of knowing where he wants to go with the ball and getting out of his hands quickly. He can extend off script and do a really, really good job. I think he does an elite job of keeping his eyes downfield, and, like, pressure doesn't faze him at all, right? It's probably because of the defense that he sees each and every single day. I mean, this defensive front that we're about to go against is, you know, top 10 in the country in generating pass rush without pressure, without any sort of blitzes. So he's used to seeing people in his face and being comfortable in uncomfortable situations in the pocket and still dropping dime all over the yard. So really talented kid, really has a good handle on the system and knows where the answers are when you throw different problems at him.
Coach, Hawaii has such a big deal about being a vacation destination. Is there any more work on your part to have your guys mentally prepared and not distracted by it being a vacation destination compared to any other road trip during the year?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's a business trip that we get to go on, right? Talk to them about it. It's our job to make them aware of potential distractions, right? And so one of the things that we want to do a great job of, again, is block out the noise and control the things that we can control, right? Like, we're going to be in the heart of it with where every team stays, you know, and obviously with the later kick and when we arrive and all those things. But that's where you got to lean on the mental prep that we've done, obviously the guys being acutely aware of this special opportunity that we have, and all that they have created to protect that with the decisions that they're going to make while we travel to represent their families, our team, and this university the right way, and keep a single-minded focus of why we're going on this trip, right? Like, we're going out there to execute, do our jobs, and win a ball game, right? That's the purpose of why we're doing it. And, you know, when we do that at an elite level and these guys go have great success in their lives downrange, then they can go back and do all the great vacation destination things, but that ain't this trip.
You mentioned the kick time. A lot is made of, like, West Coast teams going to the East Coast and having to play early. Is there an equivalent of that going farther west and playing at a little bit of later start time for your guys' bodies?
No, it's probably gonna, you know, it's probably an accumulation of all the different travel that we've made, right? Like, and I think our guys, again, of when we practice, the different times that we practice, right? It's like, you ever been like in a cave, like an underground cave, right? Like, there's these like stalagmites, I believe is what they're called, right? Like, they kind of grow from the top up, and like they keep growing bigger and bigger, and they get more and more mature with all the different experiences and the little droplets of water that continue to pile up on them, right? And so, like, I think we have like this climb individually that we've made, but like the stalagmite of growth that we have occurred is like one of those deals where, Like, we've gone east, now we're going west. We practice early, we practice in the afternoon. Like, let's put the ball down and play, and then you can appreciate the beauty of each one of those organic, natural growths. So don't make too much of it. We got to be intentional when we come back. There's probably a little bit more on that, and just studying and talking to previous coaches that have been here about the impact and the effect of not necessarily going and playing there, but then the return trip home and what that does for next week, and just looking back at how that impacted teams this year and last year and previous teams here at San Diego State. So that's tomorrow's problems, but we'll handle that as we go.
So continuing the analogy, the way I always remembered it, stalagmites were on the bottom, they might reach the ceiling.
There you go.
Stalactites hung tight to the ceiling.
Stalagmites, they might touch the top.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Very good.
There's going to be a meme about that, isn't there?
Geology to make analogies to football players.
You know, I just things that we can relate to, right? I mean, we're just on this climb mountain theme. We might as well use all the, references that we can. So we did a lot of social studies and science the past couple of weeks as my little guy was trying to get some grades across the finish line. So away we go.
Carlsbad Caverns were not in Carlsbad.
Outstanding.
It's pretty good. Rocky Long lectured us on cooking spinach one time, so it's kind of
Nice.
different.
There we go.
And
Take this wherever we want to go, guys.
in the big picture of things, it's right there in front of you.
Yeah.
We're talking big games, championship of the league,
Yeah.
hosting a Mountain West playoff game.
Yeah.
And that's unbelievable.
To me, it's what we set out to do, right? Like, you guys might say it's unbelievable, given all being on the outside, not knowing what's happening inside, right? But we sat here long ago, and guys asked, "Hey, do you still believe?" And yeah, I sat here and said, "Hey, we got a really good team that had a bad night," right? And everyone's gonna go, "Okay, let me write that down, and we'll see how that holds true and how that ages." And I think that's aged okay, right? And so it's like, there's been great internal growth. There's been unbelievable connection. There's great relationships. Like, all the things that don't show up on the stat sheet, this team continues to do at a really, really high level. So it's cool to see our guys, when we talk about, hey, those internal standards and handling our process the right way, then the opportunity is going to take care of itself as we head down range, right? Like, we want to be so process oriented that if we handle each one of these opportunities, and they're all so important, because as you handle each one and the win streak goes further, and then the next game grows bigger and more fans come out, and we get this next big home opportunity, not to look ahead, and we're not, but like, it's just like, that's going to be a uniquely great moment in time that this team has created and how special it is, right? And so we got to handle this week the right way, and we have to have tunnel vision on this week. And again, all the stuff that could happen, whether it's a ranking, it's a CFP berth, it's a championship, like, again, like when we came back on January 20th and we stripped colors, like, we set the course of where we were going to go and why we wanted to restore pride in the program, and then ultimately what that could do, and retain the old oil can and have an opportunity to win championships. And then when we do that, that's going to lead to getting to the CFP, and not just getting to the CFP, but winning games in the CFP. Like, we don't just want to show up and arrive there. Like, we want to be willing participants that compete at a high level, right? And so, again, our internal standards, it's not unbelievable, because the guys are doing work at an elite level, and we got to continue to do that even at a better level, give a little bit more, sacrifice a little bit more, and take on a little bit more as various things continue to pop up. Like, again, to pull on the climb analogy, and going back to our guest speaker, like, the higher you climb, the harder it gets. Like, there's a reason why they call it rarefied air. Like, you got to be willing to do more as you go, and you got to be willing to know, like, all right, this is what we signed up for. It's going to be really, really hard, and the hard makes it meaningful, and it's to see if you really got the toughness and the fortitude to persevere, and the resiliency to see it through. And I believe our team does.
Is there a big difference between making a 2-hour trip somewhere and a 5 or 6 hour trip?
Yeah, you better have a good book to read. You better load up the iPad or whatever it is with your favorite streaming device. But again, like, that's the opportunity that we have to go play. I think a lot of it gets made because it is so unique. But, like, again, like, our guys love ball. And so, all right, it happens to be Hawaii. It happened to be DeKalb. Like, if it was in Anchorage, Alaska, like, cool. Anyone, anytime, anywhere. Go put the ball down. Let's go play. How are we going to get there? Like, we need sled dogs. Like, let's go get some sled dogs. Like, what time's kick? Let's make it happen. And when there's a passion and enthusiasm and a connection to go play, like, let's go play, right? And so we'll go do that. Can't have any control over the time distance, can't have any control over the time of travel. We optimize, when it is so that we can kind of have a very similar routine, but we'll handle it and we'll go.
Previous visits you can draw on that kind of let you know ahead of time what you might be in for?
Yeah, I mean, I went out there one time as a player. It was a kind of a unique deal because it was at the end of the season and pretty special trip. And then obviously there's great resources here with previous staff members that have gone. I've leaned very, very heavily on them in each areas. I've reached out to, Coach Long and going to probably connect with him about his experiences as well. So, it was a long time ago since I went out there, right? And besides recruiting and different efforts like that. But there's people that have been out there way more recently than me, and I'm humble enough to know that they got information and wisdom that I don't have. And so I'm going to go ask, all right, and figure some things out. Hey, I think this about the plan. Am I on the right path? Or what wisdom do you have that you can share so that we don't step in a proverbial pothole that could have been avoided, right, if I just asked?
Different for somebody from San Diego, though, than Wisconsin. We're kind of used to seeing water.
Yeah, sure, probably. Absolutely. Yeah, probably won't be the wow factor of the beaches and the beauty. We see that every single day. It kind of reminds me of, I brought the family out there for a family vacation, speaking of vacation destinations, right? And it was like everyone's asking while we were out there, hey, where are you from? Where are you from? I'm like, San Diego. They're like, oh, so you left one paradise for another paradise. I'm like, yeah, pretty much. Absolutely.
Are you surprised at what's happened in the Mountain West? Hawaii getting ambushed at San Jose and Fresno popping Boise State? Shake your head and say, how's that possible?
No, because again, it happens every single week, right? Every single week there's parity. I think the talent distribution throughout all of college football, that curve has flattened. So there's great talent everywhere. There's great coaching everywhere. The talent that's spread out across the Mountain West right now and the coaching that we have, again, you better bring it, because if you don't, every single team is talented enough in this league to beat anyone else. So that's the beauty of what we get to do. And, it's awesome to be able to kind of point to those moments, right, to refocus our team. So again, you better have a humility to the process. You better work that process better than you ever have, and you better clock back in and go back to work. The work works, and just because you won yesterday doesn't mean you're entitled to anything going forward, right? So you got to earn the right to win again. And going and getting one this week on the road against, again, this really, really good team is going to challenge us and stress us in a lot of different ways. So we got to have the competitive maturity to handle that and to handle the prep. And again, all the external things that we're talking about here, my guys need to know and understand, this is my job as the head coach to brag about us, but they shouldn't be listening to any of this. All right, we got work to do.
What's the message behind your hoodie?
What it says, right? At the end of the day, we got to get better, right? And no matter what happens, there's a group of people that care very, very deeply about us, but it's just a mindset, whether it's, hey, nobody cares, work harder, right? There's a whole lot more people on this planet right now that don't care about what the Aztecs are doing, and we got to get better, right? Now there's a whole lot of people that care very, very deeply about what the Aztecs are doing, and guess what? They want us to get better too, so we can continue to do this. So at the end of the day, good or bad, how much you're invested or not, we got to get better. We got to continue to push forward.
How important is it to keep players from San Diego in San Diego, kind of recruiting in your backyard?
It's huge, man. It's the lifeline of our program, and it was one of the things that first drew me to this job, right? You become a much better coach when you have really talented players, and San Diego County has a ton of talented players, not just currently and presently and in the future, but in the past. There's more Heisman Trophy winners that have come out of this place than anywhere else, right? And then you expand that into all of Southern California where we get to reach and where we want to dominate. That's where it starts, and then we'll go supplement from other areas and other means. But, the high school coaches and our backyard here, we've gotten a very, very intimate relationship with them. We had over 115 different high school prospects that were on, the sidelines, which is why it's so important that our community shows up and shows out for us as well, right? When those prospects who are right here from our backyard, the hometown heroes are here, and they look up in the stands, they want to play in front of a sellout crowd. They want to play in front of their hometown fans that know their names, that know them from Friday Night Lights, and that want to continue to cheer in their joy and their legacy and their future and the college ranks in front of a packed out crowd, right? So I'm excited again. There's another opportunity to do that here in a couple weeks, and we got a really good team that's playing at a really, really high level. We're going to probably have close to 200 prospects that will be at that game, right? It's the lifeline of our program. And so we need to have not only our staff do a great job, our players do a great job, and our community do a great job to show up and support us. Because when the Aztecs are playing well, like everyone benefits from that, right? Like it's more eyeballs on the city, it's more eyeballs on the university, it's more eyeballs for opportunity for us to continue to grow this thing at a really, really elite level.
Sean, what's the key Saturday night?
Control the controllables. There's a lot of variables that we've discussed that go into it. We got to do a great job limiting their throwing game. And I just say limiting because they're going to generate some explosive plays. That's just who they are and the job that they do. And then we got to do a really good job in the red zone. I think the past couple of weeks we've had way too many opportunities that are empty possessions in the red zone where we've left points on the board.
Talk about the recruiting aspect of it. There was, for a long time, San Diego State wouldn't talk to our Reggie Bush thinking, well, we can't get him. Or a more recent example of Julian Sain thinking he's 5-star, he's going somewhere else. What's your take on those guys who are the tip top of the recruiting? Do you still make a run at those types of players, or say maybe we know where they're going, so we focus our efforts elsewhere?
I mean, we're going to make them say no to us, right? And so we're gonna recruit them. We're going to recruit them hard. But there is levels to this, right? Like Reggie Bush got things that, Reggie Bush got things way back then. And they would probably San Diego State wasn't going to compete with that, right? Like. It's fine now, right? So, hey, the Heisman's been reinstated, but like whether San Diego State talks to Reggie Bush one way or the other, like, right, they probably weren't winning that one, right? Like Julian Sain's probably, what is he now, the odds-on Heisman favorite, right? I think after his most recent performance, right? So, like we will talk to all of them. We're not going to take a backseat to anyone, but there is still this beauty of the free and fair open market that is out there now, right? And again, our community stepped up in a big-time way. There's levels to the resources that certain programs have. But again, like for really, really special and unique, talented individuals, sometimes, cash money is not always the primary driver, right? So you have the conversations, you kind of see where it's all at. And, maybe you don't give them the first time around, but they go away and they realize that, hey, that's not what I was looking for. You got a great relationship with them because you didn't take a backseat to anyone. You continue to recruit the heck out of them. Maybe you get them on the bounce back. And so we're not going to, say we are lesser than. We're not lesser than to anyone. Like, I think there is a unbelievable future here that we're cultivating, that we're creating, that we're continuing to elevate. And to me, there's no reason why with the high-quality individuals that we have in this building, that we have in this community, why we can't have it all, quite frankly, here at San Diego State.